And it's crazy because you can't do nothing. You can't fight. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amy. Welcome back to another video. As you can see in the title, I'm gonna be doing a story time of my teen pregnancy. I'm gonna say everything I went through basically in my experience, and disclaimer, I am not here to praise teen pregnancy, to tell you that this is the best thing that can happen to you, for you to go out there and get pregnant. No, you guys, I am not here to say that. This is my story, my experience. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just telling you my story, okay? Please don't go out there talking about, oh, Amy told me to go get 16 and pregnant, because no, boo, I did not say that. One last thing before I start. It took a lot of years of healing, so I have learned to forgive. I'm not trying to make people look bad in this story. This is just what happened. And like they say, a pregnant woman does not forget what they went through. So I'm just telling you guys the tea. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. So for those that don't know me, I am 24 years old. I got pregnant at 16 and had my daughter at 17. Okay guys, so I'm gonna go straight into the story. So November 2014, I didn't get my period. It's weird because I always have my period on time, and I had donated blood. So I was like, maybe that kind of messed it up. I don't know why I was thinking that, but yeah. Okay, so now let's fast forward to December. So it was December 2014, and I remember this day like yesterday. I had some like weekend college classes. My dad was home and he was like, let me take you to the college classes. I think there was no college classes. It was the wrong Saturday. And I was like, well, the bus is not here. Where are you going? And he was like, I'm going to the hospital to go see your cousin. I was like, oh, I want to see her. Can I go with you? So then we stopped by McDonald's and I get breakfast. So we got to the hospital and I saw my cousin covered in a bunch of like machines. It was horrible because she was a baby. And I remember like I was getting emotional, and all of a sudden I feel like a black curtain closed, and I remember passing out. My cousin's mom yelling to my dad and her husband to like grab me because I was falling. And I hit my head. I just remember a nurse running into the room, and they put me on a wheelchair and they run me downstairs to the ER. And my dad was with me. And then I woke up and they were asking me all these questions. They're like, have you ate? I was like, yes. They're like, are you under a lot of stress? They asked me the question, do you think you're pregnant? And I was like, no, I did miss my period. And you guys, this is so embarrassing. This is so embarrassing because the lady was like, when was the last time you had your period? And I said October, but I didn't have my period in November because I donated blood. And you guys, you should have seen that nurse's face. She was just like, okay. Like, I was so adamant that that was the reason why. So then the nurse was like, here, I'm gonna need you to go take a test. The whole time, you guys, my dad was in the room with me. He was like asking me, what are they saying? What did they ask you? What are they saying? And some nurse comes flying in the room and she's like, you're pregnant. I went into total shock. My dad was just staring at me. I know this nurse did not just come in here, tell me I'm pregnant, and walks out. Like, walks out, leaves me and my dad there. You guys, my dad is the strictest man out here. It was the most scariest moment of my life. My dad just stood there quiet, staring at the wall. So he finally speaks and he's like, you're pregnant? And that's when I started crying. He started asking me questions like, who's the dad? How did you get pregnant? Why would you get pregnant? Like, you're only 16. They brought like an interpreter / counselor. And you guys, that lady was trying to talk to him. He was like, you don't know our life. Don't be trying to speak to me. You're not the one that's going to deal with the 16 and pregnant daughter. Like, I don't need your advice. I've never seen my dad that mad. Too much was going on. So then they were like, okay, we're gonna have to take you upstairs to get you an ultrasound. I remember seeing like a little circle and they told me you're 9 weeks pregnant. The nurse goes out and tells him, oh, she's 9 weeks pregnant. So the hospital from our home is 45 minutes and that was the longest drive ever. And then my dad is gonna call his sisters in Mexico. Like, what they gonna do? They can't do nothing. But I guess they're his sisters, so he calls them. And my dad was so mad that he told my aunts, "Oh, Amy tiene 9 meses de embarazo." He told them that I was 9 months pregnant. Like, and I was just crying because at this point I'm not even gonna try to correct him because he's already mad. It was just too much. And then he was like, "You're gonna have to tell your mom when she gets off work." Mom got off work and I slept the whole evening. Sunday came and it was 7 a.m. My mom was getting ready for work and I hear Amy. And I go into the room and my mom's crying. She's like, "How could you do this? How can you get pregnant?" Que, you know, like she was yelling at me in Spanish. Me estaba diciendo que, ¿por qué saliste embarazada? Uno te dice que no salgas embarazada. Te dicen que no salgas con tu domingo 7 y ahí vas de tonta. ¿Qué vas a hacer con un chamaquito? You know, all that stuff. I was so scared. She just kept talking and talking and I just didn't know what to say. I woke up 6:30 a.m. the next day so I could catch the bus. Because I already knew, I had a feeling that my dad was going to go to the school and try to talk to the principal. So then he stops me. He's like, "Where are you going? I'm taking you to school." So then we go to the car line so my brother can get out. And you guys, I even try to get out. He's like, "Where are you going? You need to show me where the office is." We go to the office. The receptionist is like, "Hey, how can I help you?" And I was like, "My dad wants to talk to the principal." And she was like, "Why?" You guys, my dad threw the paper on the desk and he was like, "This why?" And she read it and it said I was pregnant. She was like, "Okay, you can go to class. Your dad can wait on the principal." So then I went to look for my daughter's dad to tell him that I was pregnant. So I went to look for him and I met him in the hallway and I was like, "I'm pregnant." And he just like stared at me and he was like, "What?" And then the bell rung, so I had to go to class. He had to go to class. So then I went to class and a girl that was my friend back then, she was one of the first persons I told and I was like, "Hey, I'm pregnant." And then she was like, "Oh my God, like you're pregnant, this and that." And you guys, I don't know why I told her because she went and told the whole freaking school. People told people and by the end of the day, people knew I was pregnant. It was a crazy day at school and I get home and then my dad wants to talk to me again. So I sit down with my mom and my dad and they're like, "¿Qué vas a hacer? What are you gonna do?" And I was just like, "Well, I'm gonna finish high school. I'm gonna graduate." He's like, "So what are you gonna do next?" I was like, "Well, figure it out. Because once you graduate and get your diploma, you need to get out of this house. I'm gonna let you stay here until you get your diploma. And then after that, get out of my house. To me, you're dead. To me, you don't exist anymore. You're not my daughter anymore. You got pregnant." I mean, who wants their 16-year-old to get pregnant? So I kind of knew where they were coming from. And my mom was just there listening to what he was saying. And then she was like, "You need to calm down." He's like, "No, she's dead to me." 2 weeks go by. It was my birthday. I had my very first appointment on my birthday. I turned 17. And they were just talking to me about how my body was gonna change a lot because I was still young. I had an ultrasound and you could already see the head and the body. So they were telling me that she was growing healthy. Well, at that moment, I didn't know it was gonna be a girl. So for the rest of December, you guys, all I did was lay in bed after school, eat so much junk food. I was very tired. I was very hungry. And I was just going through so many emotions. I was so sad. I really didn't know what to do. And then and the whole thing, school was very stressful. You know, you being the topic of everybody saying, "Oh, Amy's pregnant, Amy's pregnant." And then to find out that your daughter's dad is telling the school that that's not even his kid, that you're just trying to put that on him, that that's not his kid and that he's not claiming nothing, that he has nothing to do with that. Like, that really hurt. I hated school. I never had any morning sickness. Like, my life changed so quick, you guys. It was weird. It was crazy to me. So a month passed and my mom was like, "Amy, you're gonna have to get up." You guys, I'm gonna start crying. Mom was like, "Amy, you're gonna have to get up. You cannot just be laying in bed. That's bad for the baby. You need to stop eating junk food. And like, you have to be strong. Like, you're gonna be a mom and you need to take care of this baby. I felt so bad because there was people out there talking bad about my mom too, saying that she didn't watch me because my dad traveled for work. There was grown adults talking bad about my mom, that it is her fault. And my mom was doing everything for me. She was taking me to the appointment. She was taking me to these classes that I would take every week, and they would teach you about the growth of your baby. I feel like I'm gonna cry. I'm trying not to cry, but just thinking about how much my mom did for me and all the stuff that she didn't have to do and she did. She was going through so much already, taking care of my siblings and taking care of me, that's carrying a child. It was just so much, and I will always be grateful for her. I was 3 months pregnant when I found out I was having a little girl. Before that, I already felt that I was gonna have a girl. Like, I knew that I was gonna have a girl. So I was happy. And all I craved was Bojangles, Japanese food. I didn't have any morning sickness. Me and her dad did not talk during my pregnancy. We did not. I tried to reach out so many times to him, but he didn't want anything to do with me. And my friends, they had made me a baby shower. It was just really sad to know that you disappointed your family, because my mom was a young mom. My older sister was a young mom. And now for me to be a young mom, and then my dad's mom, my grandma, she was a single mother. No parents wants to see their kids struggle like they did. And then I had so much familia, so much family talking so bad about me. And it's crazy because you can't do nothing. You can't fight. I can't fight. And violence, I'm not promoting violence, you guys. It was horrible, the stuff that they would say. They would make fun of me. Some of my tias were talking bad about me. But one thing, I don't talk about other people's daughters, because if you have daughters in your home, you need to be worried about them. Don't be talking about other people's daughters. It's you worry about what you got at home.
And that's on period.
So the first 5 months of my pregnancy, I didn't have any sickness. I was doing pretty good. I was still going to school. I said I was pregnant all of my junior year, and I was gonna have her in July. They told me my due date was gonna be July 7th. I'm gonna insert as much pictures as I can. I didn't take any pictures of my belly. I only have one picture. I was 5 months pregnant when I was getting, my belly was growing. It was pretty big. And I was trying to catch the bus, you guys. And the bus left me because I was wobbling up the hill, and the bus left me. I was so emotional. I started crying that I got so angry. I started walking to school. I was 5 months pregnant. I was huge, and I was walking to school. It took me 2 hours to get to school, and people would stop and ask me, do you need a ride? I was so angry at myself because I didn't make it to the bus on time that I would say, no, I don't need a ride. I remember I was walking to school and I saw a snake, and I just remember grabbing my belly, like I lifted up my belly and I started running. I started running and I was crying even more. Then my sandal broke. It was an awful day. I was like, I don't know why I walked to school. I should have stayed home. Who told me to come to school? It was funny. It was sad at the moment, but now that I think about it, it was funny. Summer comes and I'm huge. I just stay home because I'm huge at this point. I'm swollen. I'm wobbling everywhere. My face is swollen. My feet are swollen. My belly has a bunch of stretch marks. So I go to the doctor July 6th. Mind you, my due date is July 7th. And they were like, well, you've only dilated 2 centimeters and we're going to induce you for July 13th. And if you know me, my favorite number is 7. So I was like, no, I want her to be born July 7th. You told me that my due date was July 7th. I'm being hard-headed. And they're like, that's not how it works. Like, you have to be dilated a certain amount or your water has to break for you to give birth. And I was like, I want her to be born July 7th. And they were telling me, well, that's not how it works. So then the doctor was like, let me do an ultrasound for the last time. He tells me, your placenta is old. And I was like, what do you mean my placenta is old? We go to the hospital. They had to break my water. I knew that I did not want an epidural. And it's not because I have a high pain tolerance. I'm just scared of needles. So the nurse, I was feeling some pain, but it was like not to the point where I was yelling, but I was frustrated. And the nurses kept coming in and asking me, are you getting an epidural? I was like, no, I don't want an epidural. I already told you. She asked me like 4 times, you guys. I was so frustrated. And I was like, no, I do not want an epidural. I already told you that. Leave me alone. Yeah, she left me alone because I was just tired of her asking me, like, I'm scared of needles. Stop asking me about an epidural. I finally dilated to 10. And then they were like, don't push. But I was ready to push. I had an urge to push, and the doctor was not there yet because it was like 1 o'clock. It was 1 o'clock in the morning. I was pushing, and then I felt like the urge to yell, and I yelled a little bit, and the nurse was like, stop, don't yell. You guys, I stopped pushing, and I literally stared at her for like 3 seconds, and I was just like, girl, who are you talking to? Because if I want to yell, I'm gonna yell. But then the doctor was like, come on, you need to push. So I had to go push. But she had me like, what are you talking about, baby? If somebody needs to yell, you better yell because you pushing out a whole human. And my mom was there. She cut the umbilical cord. And you guys, the feeling that when they put my baby on my chest, it was like, wow, I'm a mom. Like, I knew I was a mom, but it was like real. Like, she's out. She's with me now. And it was just an amazing feeling. But this baby cried all night. So then a lot of people came to visit me and they brought me a lot of presents. But you guys, there always have to be those aunts. Siempre tiene que haber esa tía que viene, and excuse my language, pero viene y la caga. Y yeah, there always got to be those aunts that come and try to give their 2 cents. So I wanted to fully breastfeed Marjorie. Like, that was my plan. Or at least start out breastfeeding and then transition to formula. That's what I wanted to do. And, you know, I was having a hard time getting her she was latched, but I wasn't producing enough milk. But I did remember that the nurse told me, baby's stomach is so small, so they're gonna get full easy. So I had to I was breastfeeding her like every hour. And one of my aunts was there and she was like, you need to give that baby formula. She's hungry. I don't know why you're scared to give her formula. You don't even have milk. You're all dried up. And you guys, I'm telling you, I don't know if I want any more kids, but if I do next time, nobody's gonna be in there with me because nobody's gonna give their 2 cents. I was just so stressed. One of my aunts came and literally felt like she was in control. And I just looked at my mom and I was like, you're not gonna say anything? But you know, it was just awful. So then I was crying because I had to give her formula. I didn't even ask the nurse to bring formula. My aunt did. She was like, she needs some real milk. I don't care how old you are. Do not have a bunch of people in the hospital with you or to come visit you. Like, you can pick and choose to come see you because, baby, some people just be coming to be saying anything. I was just ready to go home. And then when we went home, Margie would cry every 2 hours. I couldn't sleep. I was so tired. I was so exhausted. My mom helped me a lot. My brother, I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna start crying again because my brother would, every time she would cry, my brother would be like, here, you want me to help you? You can go to sleep. So yeah, my mom would help me and she was just crying. I was in so much pain. Like, my body was hurting. I was tired. And you guys, I feel like at some point I had a postpartum depression. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I was tired. I feel like I had a postpartum depression and I couldn't do anything. I really couldn't get the help. I didn't know about postpartum depression. Everybody around me told me that I decided to be a young mom, that now I have to deal with it and to get up, to be strong. You guys, for years, I have heard them, be strong. And I went through so much that I don't even know if I want kids anymore. Like, I love my child so much, but my pregnancy was the worst thing ever. Had to deal with people talking, with people's opinions, with people's rude remarks, with family talking and talking down on you. There was times where I just like wanted to give up. I was like, I suck at being a mom. Like, I don't know how to do this, but I have to be strong. And I really felt like I had postpartum depression because I would see my baby crying and I just would start crying. I'd just stare at her and I'd just be like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And I remember I hit like a point where she was crying so much that I just handed it to her, my mom. And I was like, here, take her. I'm just so frustrated. But I'm just so thankful that my mom was there and that she helped me through everything. My mom has been there since day one. I really thought my parents were gonna kick me out, you guys, because my parents are so strict. It was just so sad. Me and my dad did not talk for 3 years. Now we do talk, and he does love my daughter. He spoils her so much. He loves her like that's his only granddaughter. Then 2 months later passed after she was born, and I went back to school. And for our school, in order for you to graduate, you had to do a senior project. So my senior project was like with fitness, and then I did like a fitness thing where I would meet with kids where I lived in my neighborhood like twice a week, and I would make them work out and I would write down the results. I presented my project. I did such a great job. Even though I was busy, I had to work. I had to do my senior project. That took a lot of time. And I had to take care of my baby. The principal called me to the office and he was like, I don't think you did this. I'm gonna give you 88 because I don't think that you did this. You don't have time to do this. You have a kid. Where did you find the time to do all of this? You guys, I had pictures, I had proof, I had videos, I had all this stuff. For this person to tell me that he didn't believe that I did this project just because I had a kid, that is just the beginning, baby, because us mothers can multitask, okay? And if we need to get something done, we're going to get it done. And that really put me down so much. But you guys, I did graduate. I'm going to insert pictures of my graduation. Your girl did graduate. I was the first one in my family out of my siblings to graduate. And my advice to young girls out there is to just wait. Like, I love my daughter so much, but you guys, it's a long story. Now that I look back, I'm like, wow, I can't believe I'm 24 and I went through so much stuff already. And I can't believe I went through all that when I was 16, 17. Like, I had no business going through that. Enjoy your teenage years. Enjoy going out, going with your friends. Enjoy all that stuff. Like, talk to your parents about protection. And if you don't feel comfortable, then just don't do it. Just wait. If you're 16 and pregnant and you're watching this, I just want to let you know to stay strong. And everything you do, think about your child first. Always think about your child. Everything you do, put your child first and keep going. Life is so hard, especially when you're young, but don't give up. It was the worst experience ever, to the point where I don't even know if I want to have any more kids. Like, I'm scared. But then I want to experience a good pregnancy. If you're young and you're watching this, live your life, enjoy it. Don't rush things, enjoy your life. Yeah, guys, that is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I have so many stories, so if you guys want story times, let me know. I hope I did good. I hope you guys have a good day. Thank you.